Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep. My name is Navin, and today I'll be taking you through 500 most expected CAT questions series. Today we'll be looking at quant, and this is part 8. So in part 8, we'll be looking at remainders and factorials of numbers system topic. Okay, so it's going to be interesting. So let's see how many questions we have and how to solve such questions. What are the smart approaches to solving such questions? So let's start with first question of today. Find the remainder when 19 raised to 83 plus 24 raised to 6 is divided by 17. Okay, so the remainders based question, right? So since the powers are not same, we cannot club them together. We can't do anything about them, right? So what we can do is we can pick one by one. Let's start with 19. So 19 raised to 83 when divided by 17, what will be the remainder here, right? This is what we need. So we will start with the basic only single power of 19, that is 19 to the power 1. When divided by 17, what will be the remainder? So we'll get the remainder as 2. Now, I hope you guys are aware that whatever power we give in the dividend, we are supposed to give the same power in the remainder. So the answer is going to be 2 to the power 83. Now, 2 to the power 83 is again a huge value, right? And this is definitely more than 17, so we need to further divide it. So the question now changes to 2 to the power 83 when divided by 17, what is the remainder? तो हमने बड़े नंबर से एक छोटे नंबर पे आ गए. Now 17, if you think about 17 and the powers of 2, you will realize that in the powers of 2 you reach 16, and 16 when divided by 17 gives you a remainder of -1, right? So we can say since 2 to the power 4, that is 16, when divided by 17 gives you a remainder of -1. So 2 to the power 83 can be broken down into, so we can break down the left hand side as 2 to the power 4 whole to the power 20. This is 80 into 2 cube when divided by 17. Now solving this in parts, 2 to the power 4 when divided by 17, you will get remainder as -1 to the power 20, and this is 2 cube, which is 8. So -1 raised to 20 is 1. 1 into 8 will remain 8. So we'll get the remainder as 8. So from the first one, we'll be getting the remainder as 8. Let's look at the second term now, 24 raised to 6. Now 24 when divided by 17, we get the remainder as 7, or we can say -10. So I hope you know that when we give a power to the dividend, the same power is supposed to be given on the remainder. So this now changes to 7 to the power 6 when divided by 17. What is the remainder, right? Because 7 to the power 6 is a value more than 17, which means it should further divide. Now, if you think about powers of 7, so to a certain limit, you can, actually go and quickly divide, right? Since 7 is not divisible by 17. 7 square is 49. 49 when divided by 17 will give us -2. Right? So what we can do is we can break this into 7 square into 7 square into 7 square, right? When divided by 17. Now 7 square when divided by 17 will give us a remainder of -2. So each one will give us a remainder of -2. So we get the remainder as -8. So we will leave it as such. So from the first term, we are getting the remainder as 8. From the second one, we are getting the remainder as -8. And since there is a plus between them, so obviously the overall remainder we will get is going to be 0. So the answer is going to be option A, right? So yeah, good afternoon, everyone. So everyone who is watching, please make sure that you fill the form using the link that is given in the chat. Okay, that link will help us understand what kind of videos do you need, what are your expectations from us, which all topic videos do you need. So if you happen to fill that form up, we will be able to follow it through. We will, get in touch with you and ask you as to which topics are required. Okay, yeah, right, AC, it's going to be 0. So please make sure that you fill the form given in the link in the chat. Let's go to the second question. Find the remainder when 757575 dot 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 60 digits is divided by 99. Now this is a question based on CRT, Chinese remainder theorem. So 99 can be broken down as 9 into 11. So we will divide 75, 75, 75 by 9 and then we'll divide it by 11. So that's the way. So we will, what I will do is I will not always take n is equal to 75, 75, 75. एक बार उसको n बोल देते हैं, हर बार n जब बोलेंगे, it will mean the same thing, right? So this is a 60 digit number, right? Or we can say that this is 30 pairs of 75, 75, 75 दो digit के आपके 30 इस तरह के pairs है, right? We can treat that as in either of the two ways. Now, if I want to divide this number by 9, so the way to divide this number by 9 is, and finding out the remainder is, add some of the digits, right? So, agar add karenge, then 7 plus 5 is 12. 12 will be added how many times? 7 plus 5 is 12, 7 plus 5 is 12, 7 plus 5 is 12. So, 12, 12, 12, 12 will be added how many times? Because that's the divisibility rule of 9, isn't it? Sum of the digits. So 12 into 30, which is 360. So can we say sum of the digits is 360? Now, if the sum of the digits of a number is 360, then it is definitely divisible by 9, right? So, ये 0 दे देता है. Okay. Next is, if I want to divide this number by 11. So what is the divisibility rule of 11? You start from the rightmost side of the number, you pick the odd numbered place digits, add them, minus the sum of the numbers, sum of the digits at the even places. So the odd places digits, if you will see, is 5555. That 5 is going to be there 30 times. And then you need to subtract 7 30 times from there. That will give you minus 2 into 30 times, which will give you minus 60. So we are getting the remainder as minus 60 here, right? So minus 60 का मतलब हो गया कि we need to keep on adding 11 to it. When we keep on doing that, we will be getting plus 6 as the remainder, right? Minus 55 होगा तो 5 और कम रहेगा. Then we will add another to 11 to it. We'll get 6. So we will be getting the remainder as 6 when we are going to divide this number by 11. Now, after we are done with this, we have to think of the number which when divided by 9 gives you a remainder of 0, but when divided by 11 gives you a remainder of 6. So, कोई भी एक scenario ले सकते हैं. We can take a number which is in the table of 9, or we can think of a number which is in the table of 11 and then it keeps on adding 6. In other words, we are trying to equate them, right? Because दोनों same है. They both are equal to n. So, I'm going to play smart. I'm going to break it like this so that I don't have to put 1, 2, 3, 4 instead of Q2 and calculate a higher value. Looking at the LHS, the number should be in the table of 9. Looking at the RHS, the first term is already in the table of 9. So I need the second part of the RHS, that is those two terms in the table of 9. 9 के टेबल में मतलब उसका वैल्यू 9, 18, 27, 36 ऐसे कुछ होना चाहिए. Can I make this a 9? No, you can't make this 9. Can I make this as 18? Yes. I can make this as 18 at Q2 when it is going to be 6. So I know the value of Q2 for which this will satisfy. So Q2 की जगह 6 रखेंगे. So 11 into 6, 66 plus 6 is 72. So 72 is that number which when divided by 9 gives you remainder 0, which when divided by 11 gives you remainder of 6. So when divided by 9 and 11 both will give you a remainder of 72. So 72 आपका आंसर हो गया. Chinese remainder theorem, right? चलो. B option 72. Let's look at the next question. Find the remainder when 35 raised to 110 is divided by 37. Now, since 37 is a prime number, right? Since 37 is a prime number, what we can do is We can calculate quotient of 37. Quotient of 37 is going to be 1 less than it, right? Quotient of a prime number is always p minus 1. So quotient of 37 will be 36. So that means 35 raised to 36 when divided by 37 will give us a remainder of 1. Which particular approach did we use here? This is known as Euler's remainder theorem, right? ERT. So using ERT, we can get to the scenario where the remainder is going to be 1 pretty quick. Now, our motive is to reach power as 110. We are right now at 36. So can we say that 110 can be reached by cubing this? We will get 36 into 3 is 108. And we are left with 35 square when divided by 37. Right? Okay. Now, this is going to give us, the first one is remainder 1 to the power 3. 35 when divided by 37, the remainder is, let's say, minus 2 ka square. So this is going to result in 1 into 4. So remainder is going to be 4. Option A. So you can see that using Euler's remainder theorem, sometimes it becomes very, very easy, very quick to solve questions, especially the difficult ones with very high powers. The thing is, you should be aware of the conditions of Euler's remainder theorem. The first condition being the dividend and divisor, they both need to be co-prime, right? And the divisor should, the dividend should have a power of quotient of divisor. Once these two rules are applicable, Euler's quotient remainder theorem you can use. It's not necessarily going to be equal to quotient of the divisor, but it could be close to quotient of divisor, generally more than it. Less में थोड़ा सा complicated हो जाता है. Okay, next one. Find the remainder when 2 to the power 100 is divided by 77. Now 77 is again a composite number. We'll be using CRT again. 77 can be written as 7 into 11. So we will try first of all for 7. So 2 to the power 100 when divided by 7, what is the remainder, right? This is what we need to find out. Now, looking at 7 and powers of 2, we pretty much know that when 2 to the power 3 when divided by 7 will give you a remainder of 1. 8 when divided by 7, isn't it? So we need to change the numerator, dividend, 2 to the power 100 in terms of 2 to the power 3s. So we can write 2 to the power 100 as 2 to the power 3 whole to the power 33. That is 99 into 2 when divided by 7. So it's going to give us the first term as 1 to the power 33 while the second one is 2. So I will have the remainder as 2. So we get the remainder as 2 for the first one. 11 ka check karte hain. Now 2 to the power 100 when divided by 11, what is the remainder, right? Now we have to look at 11 and the powers of 2 and find out when are we going to get it. The remainder as 1 or minus 1 हमारा target होता है. So if you pay a little attention, you will realize that 2 to the power 5 is 32 when divided by 11 will give us the remainder of minus 1. 33 11 से 1 देता है, 0 देता है, तो 32 minus 1 देगा. Using this, we can break down the dividend, the numerator like this. This is all 100 when divided by 11 will give us a remainder of minus 1 to the power 20, which will result in remainder of 1. Right? Now, using both of these, what we realize is this number n, which is 2 to the power 100, let's say, when divided by 7, it leaves a remainder of 2, and when divided by 11, it leaves a remainder of 1. So, which is that number which will solve both of these, right? We can randomly put in the values or we can solve it. Okay? So, let's solve it using the approach that we solved in the previous question using CRT. Right? If we equate both of these, I will get 7q1 plus 1 is equal to 11q2. Looking at the RHS, we realize that it should be in the table of 11. So we need to convert the LHS in the table of 11. Or we can take the smaller divisor, which is 7 on one side and everything else on the other side. Dono kar sakte hain. Since I said we will be doing You're using the same approach that we used in the previous question. We can rearrange and write it like this. इस तरह से उधर ले जाते हैं. So looking at the LHS, the number should be in the table of 7. So I need to break down the RHS, which should be the table of 7, and then whatever extra we have. So the LHS should be in the table of 7. The RHS first term is already in the table of 7. I need to make sure the remaining terms they make in the table of 7. So that should be in the table of 7 or 11. In the table of 7, that is 7 or 14 or 21 and so on. Can I make this as 7? Yes. If Q2 is going to be 2, this is going to be 8 minus 1, 7. So the moment I get the value of Q2 as 2, we are supposed to put it back. And we'll get the value of n. So if we put Q2 is equal to 2 here, this is going to give us 11 into 2 plus 1, 23. So 23 is our answer. We don't need the value of the other variable, as in Q1 की ज़रूरत नहीं है हमें इधर. ठीक है? So D is the answer. Next, find the last two digits of 3205 to the power 254 into 537 to the power 513. Now, these all problems, finding out the last two digits, they have a pattern, but it becomes easier if you have 5 as the last digit of one of the numbers, right? So looking at the first one, we can say that this is of the type even digit to after that 5, right? These are the last two digits to the power even. Whenever you have such a number, the answer ends in 25. So पहला वाला जो number है, उसका last two digits 25 होगा. Okay. Now let's look at the second one. Now for the 25 thing, the number should be in the table of 4k plus r, right? 25 into a number of the form 4k will end in 00. 25 into a number of the form 4k plus 1 will end in 25. 25 into a number of the form 4k plus 2 will end in 50. 25 into a number of the form 4k plus 3 will end in 75. Right? ये rule होता है 25 का. So I need to see this number 537 is to 513 is of which type? 4k, 4k plus 1, 4k plus 2 or 4k plus 3? Well, 537, if you look at that, it is already in the form of 4k plus 1, right? 36 plus 1, 37. And if you look at the power, power is not our concern. Can you tell me why? क्योंकि 4k plus 1 का power आप कुछ भी दे दो, वो हमेशा 4k plus 1 ही रहेगा. Think about it. Right? So we can say that this number is going to end in 25, and when you multiply it with a number which is of the form 4k plus 1, तो इसको ऐसे लिख लेता हूँ. इन दोनों को multiply करेंगे, so we will end up with the second scenario when a number that ends in 25 ends in a number which is of the form 4k plus 1, right? So 25 हो जाएगा last two digits, 25. Option A. Next, find the rightmost non-zero digit of 802395 into 30 raised to 2395 into 70 raised to 2395. Okay, since the powers are same, we can club them, right? We can rewrite this as 80 into 30 into 70 raised to 2395. Now, since we are not asked the rightmost digit was definitely 0, right? We are asked the rightmost non-zero digit. So, right से शुरू करो जो सबसे पहला 0 वाला नहीं digit है. In other words, can we say that this can be same as 8 into 3 into 7 raised to 2395? Because of these zeros, we will be getting zeros. We are not going to get the non-zero digit will be because of 8, 3 and 7. So this is nothing but a number that ends in 8 into 3, 24, 4 into 7, 28. So it's a number that ends in 8 raised to 2395. So we need to find out the last digit of this. So I hope you would know that 8 to the power 4k plus r is going to decide what last digit we are going to have. So if you look at the power here 2395, it is of the form 4k plus 95 can be written as 92 plus 3. So plus 3. So this is same as a number that ends in 8 cube. Now a number that ends in 8, and if you are going to cube it, it's going to be 8 into 8 into 8. 8 into 8 is 64 and 4 into 8 is further 32. That means it will end in a 2 of 32. So the answer is going to be option C. Right? Okay. The next one, find the tens place of the number. The powers are different, so we need to find out the last two digits of the first one and this last two digits of the second number. And then we'll have to multiply and find out the tens digit. You know? So how do we find out the last two digits of a number 9 wale powers mein? So simple sa hai, if the tens digit is t and the units place is 1 and the power is n, then the last two digits of such a number is going to be, the last digit is going to be 1. The tens digit is going to be the units place of t into n, right? So we're going to use this in both the cases. Why? Because 9 ke powers mein 1 aata hai kabhi na kabhi, and so it is true for powers of 7. 9 square gives you 1 and 7 to the power 4 gives you 1, right? So we can write this as 9 square to the power 181, right? Which is 81 raised to 181. Now using the shortcut to find out the last two digits when the units place is 1, 1 will give us 1 only, but 8 into 1 will give us 81. So the last two digits of 9 to the power 362 or 81 raised to 181 is 81 only. Let's check the next one. 7 to the power 486, which can be written as 7 to the power 4. Why 4? Because 7 की power 4 1 से end होता है. Once I do that, this is going to give me 121, and then we will be left with 7 square as well. 4 into 121 is 484 plus 2, 486. So 7 to the power 4 is 2401. So the last two digits are 01 to the power 121 into 49. Okay? Now looking at this part and using the using the method to find out the last two digits when the units place is 1, either units place 1 here. So this will end in 1 and 0 into 1 will end in 0. So it again ends in 0, 1. And we have a number 49 also waiting to be multiplied, which will result in the last two digits as 0, 1 into 4, 9, 49. अब मुझे इन दोनों का मिलाकर tens place ढूंढना है, इन दोनों का product चाहिए, right? So in other words, what we need to do is take 81 and multiply it with 49. Either you multiply it this way or you do 80 plus 1 and 50 minus 1. आप कुछ भी करो, you need the tens place, right? So 9 into 1 is 9 and 8 into 9 is 72. I don't need the entire value. मेरे को केवल tens place चाहिए, right? So 4 into 1 is 4. I don't need anything else. So last two digits will be 6, 9. But since only the tens place is asked, the answer is going to be 6. Right? Okay. So everyone who is watching, make sure that in the chat you are given a link to filling up the form. Make sure that you fill the form so that we can bring you the sessions that you need, that you want us to bring for you. Okay. So answer is going to be A, 6. Okay. Next, let A be a positive integer. If the units digit of A square is 4 and that of A plus 3 whole square is 1, then what will be the units digit of A plus 5 ka whole cube? ठीक है. Let's start with this. What should the last digit be ताकि उसका square जो है वो हमें 4 से end करता हुआ मिले? So we can have 2 here or we can have 10 minus 2, 8. यही दो होंगे. 2 का square 4 से end होता है या 8 का square 4 से end होता है. Now let's look at the next one. What shall we have here so that it ends in 1? Right? So if I take 2, तो 2 plus 3, 5 का square 1 से end होगा? नहीं. If I take 8, 8 plus 3 is 11 का 1, so 1 का square 1 से end होगा? बिल्कुल. So we can say that the last digit of A was 8, such that 8 square ends in 4. 8 plus 3 is 11. So 1 square ends in 1. If I continue with this, we are asked a plus 5. So a plus 5 matlab 2 further. 2 further would mean it should be 3, right? 8 plus 5 is 13. So 3. So 3 ka square will end in what? It will end in 9. A plus 5, right? Hold on. We are asked the units digit of, sorry, this is cube, not square. That's what I was thinking. So this is given as cube. So 3 cube will end in 7, right? Cube either. Thankfully, 9 was not in the option. Otherwise, chances are that a lot of us will make a mistake. Square, 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 it reh gaya dimag mein, right? So 3 cube is 27. 27 ends in 7. So answer is going to be C. Okay, factorial now. Find the greatest integral power of 2 in 91 factorial plus 92 factorial and so on. So if you look closely and if you are asked what is the highest power of a prime or a composite number in more than one term of factorial, you can't solve it. You have to convert it into one term. The only way you can convert more than one term of factorials into one term is by taking the smallest factorial common. So 91 factorial में से 91 factorial if I take outside, I will be left with 1 plus 92 plus 93 into 92 plus 94 into 93 into 92, and this will continue, and the last one is going to be a huge one, right? It will start with 100 and it will go up to 92 tak ka product. Now this is 91 factorial, and if you look at the numbers, the value within these curly braces, is it even or is it odd? Because since we need 2, all we care is if it is even, we will get more 2's. If it's odd, we won't, right? So 1 is odd, 92 is even, 93 into 92 is even, 94 into 93 into 92 is even. So all the terms will be even. So we can very much say that this is 91 factorial into odd, right? Sum of even numbers plus single odd number is odd. So we are pretty sure that all the 2's that we are going to get will be from 91 factorial and not from the second bracket, right? Now, how many 2's do we have in 91 factorial? So the number of 2's or number of prime number you find out in a number's factorial is you divide that by 2, then you add it by dividing it by square of the next one, then cube of the next one, then 4th power, then 5th power, then 6th power, and 7th power, and 8th power. ये चलते रहता है. You'll keep on doing this until you don't start getting 0. And anything after decimal, you're going to ignore it. Suppose if you're solving such calculation, you get 4.5. 0.5 ignore karne ka. 4.9. 0.9 ignore. It's not rounding off, it's ignoring it. In other words, greatest integer value. So 91 by 2 will give us 45. 45 by further 2 will give us 22. 22 by 2 will give us 11. 11 by 2 will give us 5. 5 by 2 will give us 2. 2 by 2 will give us 1. Next one will give us 0. So apan ko idhar rukna hai, right? And we are supposed to add it. So 33 plus 45 is 78. 80. 86 is what we have here. If you add all this, you'll be getting 86. So the highest power of 2 in the given expression of factorials is 86, right? ठीक है. 86. Next one. Find the minimum number starting from 90 that when multiplied give 25 zeros at the end. Okay. So it says that we need to start from 90 and we need to multiply 91, 92 and so on. How many numbers we are supposed to multiply such that its product is going to give me 25 zeros at the end, right? So it should be a little more accurate, isn't it? It should specify, find the minimum number, find the minimum consecutive numbers, right? That would be better. So that we know that we need to multiply 90 and then 91 and then 92. I mean, we need to multiply these numbers rather than 90 into some other number. You know? Okay. So it's better that if you start with the options, because this is not a standard factorial, isn't it? तो हम लोग क्या कर सकते हैं? We can use options also. We can use a bit of hit and trial. And using options also, we have two approaches. चलो options use करते हैं. 15. Suppose I am saying I am going to multiply 15 such numbers. So starting with 90, if you count the number of 50 numbers, the last number is going to be 104 and not 105. Okay? So do we have 25 zeros we are going to have from here? I think 15 की जगह ना we should have checked 16 or 18. तो ये गड़बड़ हो गया because 15 or 16 was supposed to divide the total answer into two parts. या तो इससे ज़्यादा होगा या इससे कम होगा और maybe वही आंसर होगा, right? So let's not start with 15. Let's start with 18. Let's start with 18. 16 भी कर सकते हैं, 18 करते हैं. So if we start with 90 and if we have to take 80 numbers, I believe we will stop at 107, right? The last number is 107. So how many zeros, trailing zeros are we going to get in this product? It depends on how many fives we are going to get because number of twos are a lot. So number of fives ढूंढने हैं. So if you look at 90, we will have 1 5 here. Then at 95, we will have 1 5 here. Then we will have 100 and we will have 2. Since we need 25 zeros at the end, okay, looks like kuch to problem hai because we need way more than that. Fives we will be getting after every 5 and starting with 90. So looks like these are not consecutive numbers but rather multiples of the numbers. So find the minimum number starting from 90. Minimum multiples of numbers of 90. इसका सेंस बनता है. That if we take only multiples of 90, as in 90 into 180, into 270, into 360, if we do this, then the answer is going to be less than 25 if we need 25 consecutive trailing zeros, right? Consecutive as in 25 trailing zeros. So actually 90 into 1 and 90 into 2 and 90 into 3, we are asked how many such numbers are going to be multiplied such that its final answer is going to have 25 trailing zeros. क्योंकि ऑप्शन देखे तो ये लग रहा है कि 25 से कम numbers और 25 trailing zeros तो तभी होगा. So if you look at the left hand side, we will have a lot of 90s, right? So suppose there are n such multiples. So we will have 90 getting multiplied n times. And then we'll be left with 1 into 2 into 3. Or last wala number n hoga. So this is going to result in 92 to the power n into n factorial. Now 92 to the power n, they already have n tens or n trailing zeros, तो इधर ही से आ जाएंगे, right? And we will be getting further more trailing zeros from n factorial. The sum of these two should be equal to 25. Then only this will make sense, right? ये मेरे को 25 देना चाहिए. So we are asked to find out the value of n here, as in how many such multiples of 90 should we multiply. So again, let's use middle value, 18 लेते हैं. If you take n is equal to 18, so this is going to be 18, this is going to be 18, this is going to be 18, this is 18. So we will be getting 18 trailing zeros plus 18 factorial. They have 3 trailing zeros. So 18 plus 3 is 21 trailing zeros and not 25. So 18 वर्कआउट नहीं कर रहा है, तो 20 करना चाहिए. Because 16 will be way less. So if we take n is equal to 20 and 20 factorial, so we will have 20 trailing zeros here. And 20 factorial will have 4 trailing zeros, isn't it? तो ये भी नहीं देगा. Hold on. $90 we have. $95 we have, $100 we have, $105 we have. Hold on, 90. So क्वेश्चन में ये प्रॉब्लम भी नहीं है. Minimum numbers consider starting from 90 then multiplied. 25 की जगह 5 अगर होगा ना तो इसका सेंस बनना चाहिए. Hold on. Why can't, क्या हो गया ऑप्शंस को? Why can't I see the options? अब दिख रहे ऑप्शंस. So 5 zeros at the end ट्राई करते हैं. ठीक है, ये दे देना चाहिए. So if we start with 90 and we write down minimum consecutive numbers का product, so if we write down 15, so 90, 91, 92 and so on, it will go, and it will go up to 50 numbers. It will stop at 104, right? The numbers which will have zeros at the end will be 90, एक 95 में आएगा, एक hundreds में आएंगे, and we won't have any more. So 90 is going to have 1, 95 is going to have 1 trailing zero along with the other products, and 100 has 2. So we will have a total of 4 trailing zeros. Since we need 5 trailing zeros, so 15 पे तो नहीं होगा. The moment I say 16, 16 would mean we will need one more number, 105, and 105 has exactly one more 5. So this will result in एक और ट्रेलिंग जीरो. सो टोटल हमारे पास 5 आ जाएगा. सो 5 आ जाएगा तो 16 पे आएगा, right? Because changing the question language did not bring us to any value from the options. वो सेंस नहीं बनता है, क्योंकि if you need 25 trailing zeros, you need more than 25. So there was a mismatch in the 25 and 5 part. Anyways, next question. Find the number of zeros at the end of 45 factorial to the power 45 factorial. So the number of zeros at the end of such a question will be, take the base, 45 factorial ends in how many trailing zeros? So this is our first step. So 45 factorial will end in, we need to find out the number of tens in 45 factorial. In other words, we need to find out the number of 5s and 2s. 2s will be definitely more than number of 5s, so we will end up only finding out number of 5s. So 45 factorial will have how many 5s? So this is 45 by 5, which is 9, 9 by 5, which is 1, so 10 either. So we can say that this is a number that ends in 10 trailing zeros, or uska power 45 factorial. So this such a number will have 10 into 45 factorial trailing zeros. Now looking at the option, we do not see 10 into 45 factorial. This is 9 into 45. 45 into 45 factorial, it's not possible. Agar option A pe dhyan doge, that is disguised. As in, we can write this as 10 into 45 outside and 44 factorial, right? 45 factorial ko aise break kar lo. And then when you bring 10 and 45 together, you will get 450 and 44 factorial. So option A ho jata answer. Solo Warrior 900 and 1800 will have two trailing zeros. We don't have 900 there, we have 90, isn't it? And of course 900 and 1800, each of them have two trailing zeros. Okay, so the answer is A. Next one, if x is equal to 2 plus root 3 plus root 5, then find the value of the expression x to the power 4 minus 8x cube plus 8x square and so on. Excuse me. So what we need is somehow to simplify this, because if I start doing x to the power 4, I'll get so many irrational values, right? So 16 minus 64 plus 8 into 4 plus 64 minus 44. 32, 8. 42, 48, 44. Okay. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring 2 on one side and I'm going to leave it as such. And I'm going to square both sides. Okay? Squaring on both sides. If I square on both sides, I will get x minus 2 का whole square is equal to, मैं square ही कर देता हूँ सीधे, ठीक है? एक step skip कर देते हैं. So I'll be getting x square minus 4x plus 4 is equal to 3 plus 5, that is 8 plus 2 root 15, right? And this can be written as x square minus 4x is equal to 4 plus 2 under root 15, right? Taking x square minus 4x on one side. Now, if I happen to square it again, फिर से square करते हैं on both sides, we will be getting x to the power 4 minus 4 into 2, 8x cube plus 16x square is equal to 4 plus 4 into 15. 4 into 15 is 60. 60 plus 16 is 76. 60 plus 16, 76. plus 4 into 2, 8, 8 into 2, 16 under root 15, right? So this is what I will get on the right hand side. Now, if you pay a little attention, what we realize is we almost have the expression, as in from here we can write x to the power 4 minus 8x cube plus 8x square, right? Plus 8x square plus 32, no, plus 8x square. And this is 76 plus 16 under root 15. So this is what we have. ये हमारा part आ गया. Now what to do with that 8x square? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this part and multiply it with 8. If I happen to do that, I'll be getting 8x square minus 8 into 4, 32x will be equal to 8 into 4, 32 plus 16 under root 15. है ना? Okay. Now, if I subtract these two, I'll be getting x to the power 4 minus 8x cube and then plus 8x square. इस पहले वाले को ऐसे ही copy paste कर देते हैं, right? Plus 8x square and minus 8x square is gone. Minus of minus will become plus 32x. That will be equal to 16 root 15, 16 root 15 is gone. 76 minus 32 is going to give us 44. And if we bring 44 also on the other side, we'll be getting that as 0. Very unexpectedly, it turns out to be a very simple answer, right? So the answer is going to be 0. So the hint was we need to bring the rational part on one side, irrational part on the other side, square it, get an expression. Again, bring the rational part on one side, irrational on the other, again square it. Not exactly only the rational part. You don't need more than 2 terms on one side, क्योंकि a plus b का square करना आता है हमें, a minus b का square आता है, but a plus b minus c का square is not that easy, right? So we'll make sure that with the 4 terms, we'll keep 2 on one side, 2 on the other. And 2 on the same side जो होगा rational prefer and the other side irrational. That will help us to bring the answer much quicker, right? Well, each one of you can unlock your free trial. All you have to do is click on the link in the description given in the chat as well as in the description below. And people who have just started watching the video, there is a Google form in the chat. You can use that Google form to give us the feedback as to which all exams and which all topics do you want us to actually bring it to you. Okay, we will work on it and we'll bring those topics for you. Okay. So you can unlock our app for 3 days. All you have to do is click on the link. You can be one among our toppers. For that, you can join our latest batch that has just started and another batch that is just going to start. These are all the giveaways, and you can avail a scholarship of up to 90%. For that, you will have to write a scholarship test. The test is supposed to happen on 11 June at 11 AM. Okay. More than 27,000 students have won this scholarship. A scholarship worth more than ₹1 crore. On 17th of June at 7 PM, Mr. Gautam is going to take a session that what does it take to get into IIM Ahmedabad. This is going to be a purely interactive session. It's a workshop. One of our students, Vipula, who is an IIM Ahmedabad convert, who has just who's going to join Ahmedabad this year itself, is going to have a conversation with GB. Okay. So if you attend this session, you will get to know from one of the toppers as to what did they prepare, how did they prepare, right? You will get cues from there and maybe you can follow their footstep and get into IIM Ahmedabad just like them, right? Make sure that you subscribe this channel and press the bell icon so that you do not miss out on any session like today's. And subscribe our YouTube channel, follow our Instagram page, you can like our Facebook page, you can join our Telegram channel, and you can download our Google Play. You can download our app from Google Play, in which you have got hundreds and hundreds of such videos available for free. Okay. Thank you everyone. Thank you for joining. I'll see you guys very soon. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.